He called me a gold digger at dinner. By Monday, I owned his company.
A billionaire accuses his son's girlfriend of being a gold digger, not knowing she's about to become his boss. Hit subscribe because this has 3 twists. Let's go.
My name is Maya Chen. I'm 29. Self-made investor. This is how one dinner insult cost a man everything. Saturday night, Manhattan, the Sinclair family estate. I'd been dating Ethan Sinclair for 8 months. Tonight, I was meeting his father for the first time. Richard Sinclair, real estate billionaire, the kind of man who thought money made him untouchable. I grew up in Brooklyn. Immigrant parents, dad drove a cab, mom cleaned houses. I worked 3 jobs through college, started investing at 22. By 29, I'd quietly acquired major stakes in multiple New York properties, including 30% of Sinclair properties. But I kept that secret, used shell companies, because real power comes from being underestimated. The dinner was just 4 of us: Richard, his wife Catherine, Ethan, and me. I wore a simple navy dress, minimal jewelry. Richard barely looked at me during appetizers. Then he asked, "So, Maya, what do you do?" "I'm an investor." He smiled coldly. "How does someone your age afford to be an investor?" "I worked 3 jobs through college, saved aggressively, started with small properties." "Small properties." He laughed. "You mean slum apartments in Brooklyn?" His jaw tightened. "Let me be direct. How much are you worth?" "Dad, that's inappropriate," Ethan started. "No, it's fair. When someone's dating my son. Ethan's trust fund is $50 million. His inheritance will be 10 times that. So when some girl from Brooklyn starts dating him, I have the right to ask." "Richard," Catherine gasped. "I've dealt with people like you my entire career, gold diggers who scheme their way into wealth. You're not the first woman to target my son, but you're not getting a penny of Sinclair money." Silence. I folded my napkin carefully. "Thank you for dinner, Mr. Sinclair, and thank you for showing me who you really are." I walked out, past the paintings, past the staff, past the Bentley. At my car, I made one call. "David, execute the plan. Buy every available share of Sinclair properties. I want majority control by Monday." Ethan ran out. "Maya, I'm so sorry. It's not your fault." I kissed his forehead. "Trust me." I drove away. Inside that mansion, Richard was celebrating, congratulating himself for driving away the gold digger. He had no idea what was coming.
She just got called a gold digger to her face at his dinner table, and she stays calm, makes one phone call. That's a chess master making checkmate. Watch what happens.
I didn't sleep that night. Here's what Richard didn't know. I'd been quietly buying Sinclair Properties shares for 2 years before I ever met Ethan. The company was vulnerable. Richard was old school, refusing to modernize. I owned 30% before that dinner. By Sunday afternoon, my team acquired another 21%, 51% total, majority shareholder. Monday morning, 9 a.m., I walked into Sinclair Properties headquarters, straight to Richard's office. His assistant tried to stop me. "Mr. Sinclair is in a meeting." "Not anymore." I walked in, placed a folder on his desk. Notice of majority shareholder action. As of this morning, I own 51% of Sinclair Properties. You're removed as CEO effective immediately. He stared. "This is impossible." "Read it. 3 law firms reviewed it. It's legal." His hands shook as he opened the folder. "You already owned 30%? For 2 years? Long before I met your son? This is business, Richard. You can't do this." "I already did. Clear your office by 5 p.m. "Maya, please, this company is my life. My father built it." "And now you're done." I paused at the door. "That gold digger you insulted, she's worth $300 million. $50 million in your company stock. I made a mistake. Yes, you judged me by where I came from instead of who I became. That mistake just cost you everything. I left him there. The board meeting took 1 hour. I presented my modernization plan, projected 40% earnings increase. The vote was 8-1 in my favor. I was now CEO. By 5 p.m., every financial publication had the story. 29-year-old executes stunning hostile takeover.
She took everything. His company, his legacy, his identity. One dinner insult, one phone call. But it gets better. There's a reason this was personal.
That night, Ethan showed up at my apartment. "Why didn't you tell me?" he asked. "Because it had nothing to do with us. You just took my father's company." "I took a company I legally own, that I'd been investing in before we met." He sat down. "Everyone thinks I helped you. Did you know who I was? What I was planning?" "No." "Then you're not involved." He was quiet. Then, "Are we over?" "I don't want us to be. My mother thinks you manipulated me." "Did I?" I asked. "Did I ever ask about your father's business, push to meet your family, show interest in your money?" "No. I paid for half our dates, never asked you for anything. So did I use you?" "No." He took my hand. "I want this. Us. Even if my family hates you." "There's something you should know," I said quietly. 20 years ago, Richard bought properties in Brooklyn, including my family's building. He tripled the rent overnight. My mother lost her cleaning business. My father sold his cab medallion. We ended up in a shelter for 3 months. Richard went pale. "What?" I was 9 years old. When I started investing, I made a list. Properties he owned, companies he controlled. Sinclair Properties was at the top. So this was always personal. It was business. But yes, it felt good. He was quiet. Then, "Good. He deserves it." 3 weeks later, Richard sued me. Fraud. Conspiracy. During discovery, my lawyers found documents, financial records from 20 years ago, proof Richard had systematically exploited tenants, including my family. In court, we presented everything. The judge dismissed Richard's case. But then Richard stood up and called me a gold digger, again, in front of cameras. The press destroyed him. Billionaire loses company, doubles down on insults. Board members resigned. Clients pulled contracts. 6 months later, Richard showed up at my office. He looked broken. "You wanted to see me?" "I have a job offer." Hope flickered in his eyes. "I need someone to manage maintenance at my Fifth Avenue property. Cleaning schedules, repairs. The position pays $45,000 a year." His face went white. "You want me to be a janitor?" "I want you to understand what it's like to work for people who look down on you. To be dismissed because of where you came from." I stood up. "You destroyed my family when I was 9. You called me trash at your table. Now you know how it feels." He left. Never took the job. But I heard he's working as a consultant now, making a fraction of what he used to. Living in Queens, driving a used car. Ethan and I got married a year later. Small ceremony. Richard wasn't invited. But I sent him a card. "Thank you for underestimating me. It made winning so much sweeter." He never responded. But I know he read it. Because sometimes the best revenge isn't destroying someone. It's proving them wrong and offering them a mop.
From gold digger to CEO in 72 hours. From childhood poverty to billionaire. And then, offering him a janitor job. Was she too harsh or exactly right? Drop your answer below. If this was satisfying, hit that like button. Subscribe for more revenge wins. See you next time. Peace.